Permit me to briefly reflect on the Guyana National Reserve. Guyana National Reserve started in 1976. Sorry about that. Permit me to briefly orient you to the Guyana National Reserve. The Guyana National Reserve initially started in 1976 as the Guyana People's Militia. Over the years, it has changed name. In 1997, it was contracted to form the 2nd Infantry Battalion Reserve. It expanded again in 2015 rather, to the Guyana People's Militia. And today it is the Guyana National Reserve. This formation has the Reserve Battalion, that is persons who have their professional duties, civilian duties, and they work part-time as soldiers during the weekend and afternoon training. They are professionals and patriots. Then there's the Guyana National Cadet Corps. This is school cadets who were trained as part of their extracurricular activities by the same reserves who are teachers or other professionals. And then there's the 2nd Infantry Battalion. This is the men who secure our borders and perform other duties as assigned. Of course, there's the formation headquarters and the other administrative elements at Camp Seweyo. We are a unique and diverse group. Again, I'm honored and I feel privileged to lead this group. Commander-in-Chief, we are impressed, we've noted, and we are thankful for your interactions with us on the border locations and now at our foreign base. Thank you, sir. As we celebrate the season, let us remember the values that hold us together as a nation. Let us remember faith, family, and a sense of community. Christmas is a time of hope and reflection. We are reminded that much could be achieved from working together, from uniting as one for Guyana. In closing, I'd like to thank you, Commander-in-Chief, for your leadership. Thanks to the Chief of Defense Staff, Defense Headquarters, all branch heads for your support throughout 2024. And thanks to my officers and ranks for your unwavering dedication in service to this nation. I'd also like to wish everyone and their families a Merry Christmas, peace, and prosperity. If I were blessed with a melodious voice, I would sing this song. I'll read the words, but if you know it, you can sing. Let's cooperate for Guyana. Let's cooperate for our land. Let's resolve to fight together. Can we do it? Thank you. Sir?
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for those remarks that further provided a snapshot into the formation's rich history. Today, we have a short cultural program to showcase the talent of the formation. The first the first the first cultural item will be a poem titled Setting Up the Nativity. This poem encapsulates the true meaning of Christmas, and it will be performed by Private Andy Cameron. Please join me in welcoming him to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. The name of this poem is Setting Up the Nativity by Kelly Roper. Setting up the Nativity is a holiday tradition, and each and every figure has its own special position. The angel sits up on the roof, and the wise men go beneath. Joseph and Mary go in the middle, surrounded by cows and sheep. Baby Jesus in his manger always sits right in the center, so everyone can admire him in all his glory and splendor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Private Cameron, for that representation of a Christmas story. As we reflect on the words of that poem, let us remember the importance of family, peace, and hope that this season brings. Our next performance is a song by Private Ruben. He will be singing Don't Judge Me. Let's give him a warm round of applause as he comes to the stage.
I don't wanna go there. I should never go there. Something that thought of someone touching my body when you're so close to my heart. I was right there saying because most of it is true. But it was wonderful, I fell for you. So please, baby. So please don't judge me. I won't judge you. Since we're brothers, before it's get beautiful. So please don't judge me. So please don't judge me. I won't judge you. Cause it can get ugly before it gets beautiful. Please don't judge me. I won't judge you. And if you love me, then let me beautiful. 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 Everything I
that song, Please Don't Judge Me. Thank you, Ruben, for that moving performance. Music has a power that unites us, and that song certainly did that. Now we turn to a heartfelt poem written by our very own Private Elcock. His words honors the brave men and women who are defending our borders, and it reminds us of the sacrifices they make every day. Please join me in welcoming Private Elcock to the stage as he comes to perform his own poem that he will have written. Private Elcock?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be saying a poem dedicated to the soldiers at a various locations, which will be spending their Christmas home with their families and friends. The poem is entitled My Heroes. We salute you, brothers and sisters. Your duties have given so much that could be expected. You have embodied the values and standard of this noble institution out there and given it your all. And through your bravery action, many others will take the call. Many will rise, and we hope none will fall. But quitting is not an option, so we work together and show them all. Your bravery, skills, and dedication has proven it all, that men and women of this fall will rise to the occasion and stand tall. Once again, we salute you, soldiers, dear brothers and sisters.
We salute you. We salute you. Many will answer the call. Thank you, Private Elcock, for that powerful tribute to our service members. It's a reminder of the courage and selflessness of those who serve our nation. And for our final performance this afternoon, we will have a group song called Cheerleaders. This song is dedicated to the families of our soldiers who provide unwavering support to enable them to function effectively in their duties. Let's welcome the group as they come to perform the song Cheerleader for us. Well, let's welcome them. Another round of applause as they come.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be singing Cheerleader by Omi and Oath.
Motivation. My one solution is my queen, cause she stays strong. Yeah. She is always in my corner, right there when I want. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm in through when you're gone and they say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretty? Oh, make you feel like cheating? I'm like, no, not really, cause I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She's always right there when I need her. She walks like a mother. She grants my wishes like a genie in a bottle. Yeah. With always her I will laugh, and I got the magic wand. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm into when you're calling. They say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretty? Don't make you feel like cheating. I'm like, no, not really, cause I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She's always right there when I
Thank you.
Thank you, team, for that uplifting performance. And we know that our soldiers are strong because of their families that stand with them. And this song truly celebrates that bond. At this time, I would like to invite the Chief of Defense Staff to give his remarks, after which he would invite the Commander-in-Chief to give the feature address. Sir.
Today is Soldier Day at Camp Seweyo. And I would have expected that everybody would have been cheering every performer here. But I believe we're having a good time. We are having a good time. Commander-in-Chief, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, National Security Advisor, Captain Gerald Gavaya, Director, the National Intelligence and Security Agency, Colonel Howell, my own Colonel General Staff, Captain Coast Guard, Vernon Burnett, Commandant, the Guyana National Reserve, and I would want to tell you that Lieutenant Colonel Lloyd Souvenir, and this is less Colonel Howell, he's the most senior Special Force officer in the Guyana Defense Force, and he's heading this formation as the most senior Special Force officer. I want to recognize also the former commandant, Lieutenant Colonel Denzel Carmichael, would have served as commandant just a few years ago. Senior officers, 4 Sergeant Major, Formation Sergeant Major, RSMs, CSMs, soldiers, distinguished guests, and I want to also single out Colonel Abrams and Lieutenant Colonel Edgel. They will be having a field day today because this is their unit, the reserve. Because today is Soldiers' Day, I want to address a few things. Your service to the nation cannot be compared to any other service in the whole spectrum of what the state enjoys. Your decision to join a uniformed service remains the core of human service to the nation. I am on record, and I will say it again, that not any and everyone can be a soldier or an officer. The decision to join and enlist is a unique one. It's a very unique one. You're away from your families, your loved ones. And today, the force recognizes your service. Today, you are meant to enjoy, reflect, and plan also, discussing your future. The Guyana Defense Force, by an act, chapter 1501 of the Defense Act, states there shall be a regular force and a reserve force. This force, whether it was renamed over the years to the Guyana People's Militia, the 2nd Infantry Battalion, and now the Guyana National Reserve, the constant there is you, the soldiers, serving this nation. And in a unique way, your service is very valuable to this nation. I am proud of you, and the nation is proud of your service. The Guyana National Reserve, and I wish to say this, you continue to do well unto yourself and to the force. Every quarterly competition, if the Guyana National Reserve does not get in the top 2, then something is wrong. you have been consistently competing effectively and efficiently. Give yourself a round of applause. And also the females always coming first, if I could recall, of recent time. So the female ranks, the female officers, you have done yourself well. Continue to do so. The training that is available to the Guyana Defense Force encompasses your training. And I'm happy to say that training has been extended to the Guyana National Reserve, and many of you would have enjoyed and continue to enjoy the opportunities afforded to the Guyana National Reserve. Continue to make the best use of these training opportunities. Just last August, I was here to witness your training, and this is the reserve component, across the regions where you had your concentrated training right here on this base, and you played an important role in firefighting. This is a role that we will see the Guyana National Reserve generating the capability, augmenting and complementing the regions for firefighting. And I've seen the skills and the demonstration of your skills during that training in August. This base is one of our largest bases. It's approximately 4,000 acres. We're outgrowing it because we need more training area. And I will tell you, there are plans for us to develop this base into a more consolidated training environment. I know the speaker before, I think as Commandant, you would have mentioned our 5 heroes that suffered and lost their lives in that crash last year, December. But I want to single out one of those 5, Lieutenant Colonel Sean Welcome. Lieutenant Sean Welcome was a Special Force officer, and he came to serve through the reserve. At the time of his passing, he was the commander, or the battalion commander of the Reserve Battalion. And he had a vision. And I want to tell you, his vision is alive, because Lieutenant Colonel Valmilki Singh is continued that same path of developing that battalion. All of us should reflect on his service and thank him. This is who we are. We serve without fear or favor. And if we have to do it again, we will do it again. You know the simple clapping here this afternoon for, is it Bernard? Private Bernard. Came up here. I know he was forced to. But he came and he sang a song. And every one of you was there to cheering him on. And that speaks to who we are. You have a family at home, but here also is your family. We spend more time on bases than we spend at home. And it's a choice that we all made. And for that, I thank you for your service. I'm not meant to speak long, because today, in his inaugural visit to this base, is our Commander-in-Chief. Our Commander-in-Chief is following his own footstep of interacting with every single Guyanese and every single soldier. Our Commander-in-Chief has so far visited almost every single border location. And today, for the first time, he's visiting you to celebrate Soldiers' Day. Stand with me as we welcome our Commander-in-Chief.
Thank you very much, Brigadier Omar Khan, Chief of Defense Staff, senior officers, but importantly, soldiers. Good afternoon. And please have your seats. I am very pleased to join you today for what is normally referred to as Soldiers' Day. A day set aside on a different base of the Guyana Defense Force to celebrate you, to acknowledge you, and to let you know that we, a grateful nation, that we are thankful for your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment in the continuous oath of defending our homeland and keeping Guyana safe. And today, we applaud you, and I ask you to applaud yourself. Today is about you. Today, many of the rigid formalities give way to recognizing you. And it happens at a very important time in the year. A time in the year when we reflect on the challenges, the opportunities that we would have had to overcome. But also when we celebrate the revival of life, when we celebrate the renewal of hope, when we celebrate the gift of God to humanity. It's a reminder that all of us are from one entity, from one family, and that is the family of humanity. But more importantly, here at home, it reminds us that all of us are bounded together by that Guyanese spirit, and we all belong to the Guyanese family. We are one big integrated family called the Guyanese family. And today, let all of Guyana hear us applaud the Guyanese family of whom we are proudly a part of. The job of a soldier is not defined by terms of reference alone. The job of a soldier requires agility. It requires continuous training. It requires discipline, commitment, fitness. It requires a life that is very much different. A life that is selfless. One that is completely dedicated to the protection and the safeguard of our country and our people. You have chosen a life that is the highest form of representation of patriotism, the highest form of representation of what it's meant to be a national figure. So as we honor you today, we have also demonstrated equally our love, our commitment to you, the men and women in uniform all across Guyana, by our continuous investment in your personal welfare, our support for your personal and collective growth in education, in your careers, in your welfare, the investment in infrastructure to make your lives much more comfortable. As a government, over the last 4 years, we've invested heavily in your welfare and your life. We've ensured that we spared no opportunity to create better conditions for you. There is a song by Danny Rongo, and I will quote a section of that song that speaks about a soldier life. And here is what that song says. Our job is harder at this time of the year. The Christmas spirit wraps around our fare, but there is a knowing that we stand for something more. And that is the life of the soldier. That is the life of our men and women in uniform, knowing that most of the world will be waking up on Christmas morning with their families, but still being happy, wrapped around your own fears and Christmas, knowing that you stand for something more, and we applaud you for standing for something more. Right here at home, we are reminded about what we should be and what should constitute our national fervor and what we should stand for. In the song by W.R. Pilgrim, Salute to Guyana. And I want to quote the chorus of that song because, like Souvenir, I don't have a singing voice. But if you agree, together we can sing it afterwards. And that song says, and the song is, we sing of Guyana. In village and tongue, we pledge our allegiance as onward we go. United together, our strength we will show. We love you, Guyana. Blessed you may be. Our flags we will honor. Our motto uphold. And that really tells about what all of us stand for. That song, Salute to Guyana, tells a story of what we stand for, what we uphold, what we are protecting. And Valerie, in her song, Guyana the Free, wraps it up in this chorus. All hail to Guyana, our country now free. One people, one nation, one destiny. We pledge every effort. We will cherish this earth and make here a paradise, land of our birth. These are words that inspires us every day. Words that fire up us, fire up our spirit for what we stand for and what we uphold and what we are protecting here as ours, our land, our Guyana, our paradise. Put our hands together for our land, our home, our paradise. This is my first visit, as you would have heard, as Commander-in-Chief at this base. And yes, we have major plans for this location. But one of the things I'm very pleased about is that when we were elected by the people and protecting the rule of law, democracy and freedom is an essential part of protecting the fiber of our society and the fabric of our land. And one of the things that I was very proud of from the first year is that when we came back in office as your Commander-in-Chief, we were able to restore the annual bonus, 2 weeks of annual bonus that was taken away from you. 1 year later, we were able to restore the full annual bonus. And today, I want to announce that this year also, 12,000 of our service men and women will receive again the annual bonus for our men and women and soldiers. So in addition to your $100,000 grant, you'll be receiving this year 1 month of annual bonus, which is $1.6 billion transferred to our men and women in uniform. This is a demonstration again of our commitment, our love for you. So as we continue to serve this beautiful country, as we continue to uphold what is required of us as patriots, I thank you for your service. I look forward for your continued commitment and service, and for also your commitment in setting the best examples and the best representation of your uniform. Wear it proudly and represent it with honor, dignity, and pride. Merry Christmas to you and your families, and I wish you all the best for the holidays. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for those inspiring words. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to invite Second Lieutenant Hunt as she comes to deliver the vote of thanks. Second Lieutenant Hunt.
Commander-in-Chief of the Joint Services, His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, Chief of Defense Staff, Advisor to the National Security, Director of National Intelligence and Security Agency, Commandant Guyana National Reserve, Branch Heads, Senior Officers, Force Sergeant Majors, members of the Joint Services, officers, warrant officers, soldiers, and special invitees. Good afternoon and seasoned greetings to all. Just one second. I am Second Lieutenant Mercer Carl Hunt, and I'm honored this afternoon to deliver the vote of thanks. On behalf of the Commandant of the Guyana National Reserve, I wish to express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone present today. Your presence reflects the shared commitment to excellence, duty, and service to our nation. A special thank you is extended to the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency, the President of Guyana, for gracing us with your presence. Your unwavering support for the development of the armed forces speak volumes about your leadership and vision for a prosperous Guyana, secured by a disciplined and professional military. Your words of encouragement and insight remind us of the integral role we play in nation building and in preserving the peace and stability of our beloved country. As soldiers, we take inspiration from your vision of a unified Guyana, where progress is driven by discipline, resilience, and strategic foresight. Your leadership motivates us to uphold the highest standards in every phase of our duties, whether in defending our sovereignty, aiding national development, or fostering regional cooperation. To our esteemed guests, thank you for taking the time to celebrate with us. Your support fortifies the bond between the military, government, and civilian society, a partnership essential for our continued advancement. Thank you, and may we all enjoy a season of peace, joy, and renewed dedication to duty. Can we all stand as we recite the National Pledge? I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. At this time, I also want to echo the comments of Second Lieutenant Hunt. And sir, we thank you for your visionary leadership. At this time, I think y'all didn't hear the announcement good. At this time, I want us to stand and let's give a round of applause for the 1 month bonus that we all received just now. Let's stand. A round of applause. 1 month bonus, $1.6 billion. And sorry, we want to say that we will continue to stand on that motto. One people, one nation, one destiny.
$100 million, $100 million.
Thank you. Just before we go out for the meal, we'll just say a short prayer, so if you can remain standing with me. Dear Lord, we thank you for this festive season and for the gift of togetherness. We ask you for the blessings on the men and women who serve our nation, and for their families who support them. Bless this meal and may it nourish our bodies as we continue to strengthen and support one another in service. We are grateful for the freedoms we enjoy, and we pray for the peace, health, and happiness for all. Amen. At this time, I want to invite the Commander-in-Chief as he leads the way with the serving of the meals. DJ. Thank you, everyone. This concludes our program. I wish you all a joyful, peaceful, and a blessed Christmas season. Thank you all.
Be it done. What more?
Healthy? Healthy? Alright? No, that's alright. Ben. Yeah. You gotta plug it out yourself. Plug it out fast, plug it out. The president walking away. He could hear you.